Department of Justice is now charging an illegal immigrant from Guatemala with stealing a citizen's identity.
Harris Faulkner has been a standout in the world of news for decades. With 6 Emmys under her belt, she's been a familiar face on Fox News since 2005, known for her commanding presence and sharp journalism. She's hosted everything from Fox Report Weekend to Outnumbered, where the unique format features 4 female hosts with 1 male guest. Recently, Harris added another feather to her cap with her own show, The Faulkner Focus. But lately, something has changed. Viewers are left wondering, has Harris Faulkner moved on from Fox News? Join us as we uncover the truth behind the rumors and find out what's really going on. But let's have a look at her early career to understand the context. Harris Faulkner, from military roots to the top of broadcast news. Harris Faulkner's journey into the world of news began long before she ever stepped in front of a camera. Born on October 13, 1965, at Fort McPherson in Atlanta, Georgia, Harris was raised in a military family. Her father, retired Lieutenant Colonel Bobby R. Harris, served as an Army aviator, completing 3 tours in Vietnam. Growing up, Harris lived in various places, including a U.S. military base in Stuttgart, West Germany. Moving around often gave her a unique worldview and a strong sense of discipline, qualities that would later shape her career in journalism. Harris attended the University of California, Santa Barbara, where she earned a degree in mass communications. Her first professional steps weren't glamorous, though. She began writing for LA Weekly as a freelance business writer, earning just $50 per article. But this humble start fueled her drive and passion. She quickly realized she wanted more from her career, so she pursued television. Harris landed her first TV role as an intern at KCOP TV in Los Angeles, where she did small tasks that laid the foundation for her future in the industry. It wasn't long before she moved to Greenville, North Carolina, to work as a reporter and anchor at WNCT TV. In 1992, Harris's career took a significant turn when she joined WDAF-TV in Kansas City as an evening anchor. However, her time there wasn't without challenges. She faced a terrifying experience when a former acquaintance who had followed her from North Carolina began harassing and stalking her. Despite these personal challenges, Harris's determination never wavered. She continued to focus on her career and eventually moved to KSTP-TV in Minneapolis, St. Paul, where she was part of the evening anchor team until she left in July 2004. The big break came in 2005 when Harris joined Fox News. Her time at Fox News. She initially worked as a correspondent for the revived show A Current Affair, but the program was short-lived and got canceled later that year. This didn't slow her down. Harris soon found herself anchoring her first solo network newscast, Fox Report Weekend, which she led from 2011 to 2017. During her time at Fox, Harris also filled in for some of the network's biggest names, such as Shepard Smith and Martha McCallum, proving her versatility and skills as an anchor. She became a familiar face on various shows, including frequent guest spots on the late-night satire show Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld, before Gutfeld moved on from the show. In 2014, Harris became one of the co-hosts of Outnumbered, a show that brings 4 female hosts together with a male guest for lively discussions on current events. She took things further in 2017, launching Outnumbered Overtime, which focuses more on hard news rather than debates. Harris continued to shine at Fox, and in 2021 she debuted her own show, The Faulkner Focus, airing weekdays at 11 a.m. Most recently, in June 2023, she guest-hosted Fox News Tonight following Tucker Carlson's departure. During her appearance, Harris made bold statements calling out what she sees as attacks on religion and society. She passionately expressed, "Women and children are being redesigned by some sort of mad leftist science experiment," adding a patriotic touch by declaring that her pronouns were USA. Through all these roles, Harris Faulkner has made it clear she's not just a journalist, she's a voice with something to say, unafraid to take on tough topics and stand her ground. A trailblazer in journalism. You see, Harris Faulkner has been a force in journalism for decades. As a six-time Emmy Award-winning anchor, Faulkner has called Fox News home since 2005. She's known for covering all sorts of events, from harsh snowstorms in the north to hurricanes in the east and deadly floods in the Midwest. Beyond weather disasters, Faulkner has tackled complex topics, hosting hour-long town halls on hot-button issues like racial profiling and even reporting live from major events, such as the nation's second-largest state fair. Faulkner's drive and passion for journalism were evident early on. In a 2006 piece introducing her on Fox News, she shared a personal motto, "My life's goal, inspire before I expire." That's a goal she's been living up to, especially with the launch of the Faulkner Focus in 2021. This show is just one of the many roles that highlight her status as a well-established journalist whose impact continues to grow. She's a familiar face on TV, yet there's so much more to her story that many might not know. One of the most significant aspects of Faulkner's career is her role as Fox News' first black female daytime anchor. While she now broadcasts from the big city, her career began in the Midwest, anchoring in Kansas City, Missouri, from 1992 to 2000, before moving to Minnesota's KSTP-TV for 4 years. Faulkner is proud of her roots and the hard work it took to get to where she is today. As she once told the Canadian publication In Between, "My rise is more than just a statistic, and it's not just about me and my own ambitions. Having a black woman sit alone on a set designed for her show is necessary, powerful, and emblematic of real change. And I would not be in that anchor seat at Fox News if I didn't feel celebrated." This quote shows Faulkner's spirit. Her career is not just about her, it's about what she represents. But Harris Faulkner's journey isn't just about breaking barriers. It's also about defying expectations, a voice that surprises and inspires. As a black woman working at a conservative news organization, people often make assumptions about her views. But Faulkner doesn't let this get to her. She sees it as an opportunity to keep people guessing. In a 2020 interview with the Associated Press, she said, "When anybody looks at you and looks at your position and thinks they know who you are, you have the advantage of being able to surprise them." And surprise them she does, through her thoughtful approach, her resilience, and her dedication to truth. Faulkner's colleagues hold her in high regard. Her methodical approach has earned her praise, especially during her interview with former President Donald Trump amid the Black Lives Matter protests. Speaking of which, did you know that Bill Gruskin from the Columbia Journalism Review highlighted Faulkner's unique style, saying, "She was neither antagonistic nor admiring. Instead, she brought her experiences as a black woman and a parent into the conversation, giving her a relatable edge that few journalists manage." Faulkner responded to this praise with a humble reflection. The facts, the truth, the strength, that's what journalists are supposed to do. Throughout her career, Faulkner has reported on some of the world's most significant events, from the AIDS crisis in South Africa to the disappearance of Natalie Holloway in Aruba and the Oklahoma City bombing. These experiences, along with the influence of her parents and public figures like Nelson Mandela, Barbara Walters, and Oprah Winfrey, have shaped her both personally and professionally. You see, for Harris Faulkner, journalism is more than just a job. It's a platform for change, a place where she can inspire, challenge, and surprise. She's not just reading the news, she's making an impact. But the question is her journey over? Before we uncover the truth, let's have a look at her family life. Harris Faulkner, family first. When Harris Faulkner isn't busy reporting the news, she's all about family. She's been married to Tony Berlin for 18 years, and they share 2 daughters, Danica and Bella. Life can get busy and chaotic, but Berlin has always been there for Faulkner. He's not just her partner, he's also the founder of his own media relations company. When asked about balancing it all, Faulkner said, "There is no secret or magic potion to balancing life. It's about just finding the right answers every single day." She praised Berlin for being such a strong partner, but admitted that sometimes they just have to figure things out as they go. Faulkner and Berlin are raising their daughters in a way that reflects their unique family background. Though their girls are mostly raised in a Christian environment, they're also introduced to Jewish traditions, thanks to Berlin's heritage. Faulkner tells her daughters, "You are the example of what society can do together if we all pulled together in a unified way." These words aren't just about faith. They're about showing her children the power of unity and understanding in a world that often feels divided. As her daughters grow up, Faulkner doesn't shy away from tough conversations. She's determined to raise them to be confident, resilient, and strong. Faulkner encourages her girls to think of themselves as an incredibly important piece of every puzzle they walk into. It's this kind of mindset that she believes all women should have, that wherever they are part of the solution. But did you know that beyond her work on TV, Harris Faulkner is also a best-selling author and inspiration. She's written 2 books that reflect her values and life experiences. One of her books, 9 Rules of Engagement, a military brat's guide to life and success, even became a New York Times bestseller. Faulkner's military upbringing played a huge role in shaping her outlook on life. Her father, a military veteran, set high standards for his family. Finish what you start, be honest, and always help others. These lessons are deeply woven into Faulkner's books. She doesn't just write about her experiences, she uses her platform to honor veterans, active service members, and their families. Through her writing, public speaking, and charity work, Faulkner continues to be a strong advocate for the military community, keeping their stories front and center. But Harris Faulkner's dedication to her father goes even deeper. Did you know that she actually changed her name to honor him? Growing up, she was inspired by her dad, Bob Harris, a combat pilot and Vietnam veteran. He was known as Harris among his military crew. So when Faulkner had the chance, she decided to adopt his last name as her first. This wasn't just a name change. It was a tribute to her dad's never-quit attitude that she carries into her work every day. Sadly, Faulkner's father passed away in December 2020, but his legacy lives on through her. She honored him on Instagram, sharing her family's creed. "Praise God, love America and all Americans, especially when we don't agree. Do all you can for those who can offer you nothing more than their company." It's clear that Faulkner's drive, values, and success are all deeply rooted in the lessons her father taught her. These personal moments, whether in her role as a mother or as a daughter, highlight that Harris Faulkner is more than just a newscaster. She's a storyteller, a trailblazer, and a woman deeply committed to her values. What are Harris Faulkner's passions? Now, Harris Faulkner is not just a news anchor. She's also a loving wife, mother, and a proud fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. Beyond her family life, Harris has a deep love for football, especially her hometown team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Living in New Jersey doesn't stop her from showing her Chiefs pride. She decorates her home office with Chiefs memorabilia and wears her team gear on game days. Even her husband's sports items have to find space in her Chiefs-themed room, though she jokingly said he's only allowed a rug and some wall art. Speaking of which, did you know that Harris's connection to her roots and patriotism also led her to a memorable moment in 1999 when she sang the national anthem in front of 70,000 people at Arrowhead Stadium? This is a moment that she cherishes to this day. Speaking of passions, when Harris isn't in the studio or managing her busy family life, she loves to travel and be in nature. Her favorite trip of all time was her honeymoon in Hawaii, which she described as a place full of peace, quiet, and breathtaking views. She and her family enjoy spending time at their second home in Sedona, Arizona, where they hike, visit spas, and enjoy outdoor activities together. Harris also loves visiting other scenic spots like Crane Beach in Barbados, Acadia National Park in Maine, and Montauk, New York. Living on the East Coast makes road trips easy for the family, and they often take advantage of quick getaways. For Harris, she finds solace in the great outdoors, whether it's hiking with her family, relaxing in her backyard, or simply walking on the beach. She's big on connecting with nature, often slipping off her shoes to feel the earth beneath her feet. These moments provide a sense of grounding and help her reset. As she once said, "I like to let my feet hit the earth," reflecting her down-to-earth approach to life and the joy she finds in simple moments. SNL parody and legal battles. Harris Faulkner's vibrant personality and high-profile career have made her a recognizable figure, even catching the attention of Saturday Night Live. In 2018, Leslie Jones portrayed Harris on the show, nailing her look and mannerisms. Harris found it surreal but flattering, especially when Jones returned later that year looking even more like her. Harris was impressed by how well they captured her ice blue dress and signature style, joking about how accurate the portrayal was. She even mentioned she'd be open to Jones playing her in a more dramatic role someday, saying, "I can throw a side eye too. It's not all about the humor, Leslie." However, not every imitation was taken lightly. In 2015, Harris found herself in an unexpected battle when Hasbro used her name for a toy hamster in their Littlest Pet Shop line without her permission. Harris didn't find it amusing. In fact, she filed a lawsuit against the toy giant, arguing that the toy used her name and likeness without consent and compromised her integrity as a journalist. The lawsuit highlighted that the toy even resembled her, with similar features like complexion and eye makeup design. Harris fought back, and the case was settled in 2016, with the toy no longer being sold. Harris made it clear that she never agreed to her name being used in that way and stood firm in protecting her personal brand. Now let's answer the most awaited question. What's really happening with Harris Faulkner at Fox News? Lately, there's been a lot of speculation about Harris Faulkner, one of Fox News' most recognizable faces. Fans have noticed she's been missing from her usual spots on TV, sparking rumors about her possibly leaving the network. So what's going on? Has she left, or is it just a temporary break? Harris Faulkner, who has been with Fox News since 2005, hosts her own show, The Faulkner Focus, and co-hosts Outnumbered. She also leads the political show Town Hall America. But recently she hasn't been on screen as much, especially on Outnumbered, which has made some fans anxious. The show usually features a rotating panel of guests, so it's not uncommon for Harris to skip a few episodes. Still, her recent absence felt longer than usual, and that's what got everyone talking. Some of the speculation started because Harris was noticeably absent from both her main shows for a bit. Her absence was especially noticeable on Outnumbered, where other Fox contributors like Tammy Bruce and Kennedy filled in for her. Fans were left wondering if something more serious was going on. As one concerned viewer commented on her Instagram, "Miss you on your show and Outnumbered. I hope she's coming back. Please just be on vacation." While the rumors swirled, Harris was actually busy with other projects. In late August, she traveled to Chicago to cover the 2024 Democratic National Convention. She shared her experience on Instagram, thanking her family and her team for their support during her election coverage travels. These travels explain why she's been away from her shows for a while. You see, covering major events like the DNC takes a lot of time and effort, and sometimes it means stepping away from her usual on-air duties. Plus, Outnumbered is filmed in New York, and with Harris bouncing between cities, it's no wonder she couldn't make it to every show. Another sign that her absence was just a temporary break came when the Faulkner Focus official Facebook page announced her return, saying, "She's back. Tune in for tomorrow's shows at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. ET." This reassured fans that Harris wasn't going anywhere. She's simply been juggling her responsibilities and might have needed a little downtime between major events. And let's not forget, Harris has other commitments outside of her regular shows. She was also scheduled to speak at various events, like a fundraising gig in Florida on September 8th, which had to take her out of New York once again. So it looks like she's been super busy and might just be catching her breath before diving back into her regular hosting duties. What's next for Harris Faulkner? For now, there's no solid evidence that Harris is leaving Fox News. Her LinkedIn profile still lists her as active with the network, and her recent return to the Faulkner focus shows that she's committed to her roles. Plus, her long-standing relationship with Fox News makes it unlikely that she's stepping away for good. It's clear Harris Faulkner loves her job and her fans. Even with her packed schedule, she stays connected with her audience through social media, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses and heartfelt messages. And her fans are eager to see her back on air, as shown by their comments like, "I miss you at 11 a.m., hope you're doing okay, and love you, Harris, you are the best." So, if you've been missing Harris on Fox News, don't worry. She's not disappearing anytime soon. Between covering big political events and taking some time for herself, it looks like she's just been busy with other projects. Harris will be back, bringing her sharp insights and dynamic presence to your screens once again. What do you think could be the real reason behind Harris Faulkner's recent absence from Fox News? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking stories.